now on Denver 7 News.
Thank you!
The Broncos are back from the new.
Keep working, keep putting your head down and keep going. I think that's our mentality. We're pumped and excited to do it and hopefully bring a championship to Denver again.
To the old fan favorites.
You feel that hype to where Peyton Manning was here, now that's back.
I'm like a face painting, tailgating, diehard fan of the Broncos.
The Broncos are showing off their best, giving fans a preview of what's to come this season.
That's probably my main thing. It's just the camaraderie, the competition, and just the overall involvement we get with the fans.
Thanks so much for watching Denver 7 News at 5. I'm Jacqueline Allen. The Broncos are finally back. Today was Back Together Saturday. Thousands of fans showing up to training camp to cheer them on. And we start off our team coverage with Denver 7 sports anchor Nick Rothschild. Nick, big changes since last season, and fans finally get to see those changes in action today.
Over 7,000 of them showed up today, Jacqueline. That's a non-stadium practice record. A practice. That's more people than Quinn Meinerz or Montrell Washington would see at home games in college. Welcome back. Back to back. Backstreet's back. Whatever you want to call it, football is back, and it is strong. I'm guessing the majority of those 7 grand of screaming fans showed up to see this guy. Number 3, Russell Wilson. Wilson and Justin Simmons took the mic before practice to thank everyone for coming out and get everybody riled up to watch some drills. After practice, the entire team pretty much went over to the berm to sign autographs and hang out with fans, including this little lady and her father. Take a look here, grabbing the attention of KJ Hamler and Andrew Beck. So cute. Overall, this is a day all of these fervent Broncos fans will never forget. And for the team, it's a day that proves why playing in Broncos country is the best.
Broncos country. Everybody keeps talking about it. That was real. I mean, that was. I didn't mean to cut you off. You just got me fired up hearing them scream and stuff. But just speaking on them, I mean, it's awesome. It's you get here and everybody always talks about it. Everywhere you go. Everybody talks about, where the best fans are and stuff like that. And it's pretty awesome when you come out here and, the whole field's gone. It's just no green is showing, just orange. And I think the guys love it. We love it. I mean, it's about all of us together. We need that crowd to be able to help us win a lot of games.
Now, before camp today, our Broncos insider Troy Rank sat down with Bradley Chubb, a man on the precipice of stardom, feeling as healthy as ever. Chubb says this is the year he shows everyone what he's truly capable of. Take a listen.
Bradley, we're here on Back Together Saturday, like a celebration basically of football around the league. What is it you love about football?
Oh, man, just the camaraderie it brings, being able to have, 90 guys at one point on the time, during training camp, all going for one goal, everybody making each other better, the competition it brings out of people. And just being able to have that platform to have these people out here supporting us and want to be part of us and letting them see us as like regular people at the end of practices and stuff. So that's probably my main things is just the camaraderie, the competition, and just the overall involvement we get with the fans.
There's so much excitement surrounding this team. What is it like now with Russell Wilson here? Do you guys feel the tangible difference? Is it kind of elevating everyone in the building, both defense and offense?
Yeah, 100%, man. It's the energy shifted for sure. And you see how Russ approaches every day, how he comes to the practice field every day. And he just got that business mindset, that not taking no stuff from anybody mindset, and it passes down to everybody. The receivers start to live like that. The O-line starts to live like that. And like I said, we're competing against each other, so we have to start living like that. You know what I'm saying? So it's just been fun to see everybody grow with the leadership he's brought, and everybody coming into their own selves as leaders as well. So it's been fun.
You nearly set the rookie sack record. When you've been healthy, you've been writing a diary of havoc at times. What makes you think we're going to see the best of Bradley Chubb this season?
I just feel like I'm in a different headspace mentally, you know what I mean, when it comes to just how I approach life in general, and that's kind of made me approach the game of football a lot differently. I get to be out here in training camp. I get to go through these hard times. I get to be with my teammates every day. So I kind of changed my approach on things, and I feel like when I did that, everything started going right for me. And I know it's going to be some downs, and I just got to learn how to deal with those as well. But just like I said, where I'm at mentally, I just know it's going to be a great year.
We also had a GOAT sighting out at UC Health Training Center. Peyton Manning chopping it up with Russell Wilson, gracing the Broncos turf with his presence once again. Coming up in sports, we'll hear from Nate Hackett on how much he likes having Manning at practice. Spoiler alert, it's a lot.
All right, thank you, Nick. No surprise there. You know, when tickets for Back Together Saturday went on sale, Broncos country snapped them up in less than 10 minutes. Denver 7's Patrick Perez spoke to fans who think this year is the Broncos' year.
Quarterback Russell Wilson told the Sea of Blue and Orange today the plan is to win this next Super Bowl. And that is exactly what we heard from all of these fans all morning long as they waited for this Back Together Saturday to kick off.
Let's go Broncos!
A sea of blue and orange as Broncos fans lined up outside the UC Health Training Center Saturday morning to see their team in action. Some arrived as early as midnight to be first in line.
It's an annual thing we do. Whenever we do come out here, we make sure, we get a good spot, just hold it down in the front and just be excited for the season.
The gates opened at 9 a.m. for the NFL's second Back Together Saturday training camp. Eager Broncos fans scooped up the 5,000 free tickets available for the event in under 10 minutes.
You feel that hype to where Peyton Manning was here, now that's back.
Fans say having a new quarterback like Russell Wilson and a new coaching staff will turn things around for the team.
I hope we're going to get the Super Bowl, get to the Super Bowl and just win the Super Bowl. So one more time, like in 2015.
But whether this dream ends up becoming reality, no doubt Broncos fans like this guy,
I'm like a face painting, tailgating, diehard fan of the Broncos.
will continue to have their teams back, win or lose.
There's so many stars on our team now to where we can have that excitement again.
Patrick Perez, Denver 7.
Yeah, that face paint and tailgate guy, we love you. Fans are also already snapping up Russell Wilson's Broncos jersey in record numbers. The NFL says sales of his jersey and merchandise are the second highest among players in the league. The only player with higher sales, Tom Brady. Our Broncos coverage doesn't end here. We'll have much more coming up just a little bit later in sports, and you can visit our website, thedenverchannel.com, for more in-depth coverage. Now to our other top story of the day. One man is dead after an RV caught fire in a city park neighborhood. Denver 7's Bayan Wang spoke to neighbors and firefighters who tell us this is a growing concern.
This has been a very tragic day in this neighborhood. This isn't one of those cases of some transient living in an RV going from place to place. Instead, neighbors tell me the RV has been parked here for years and belonged to an older man who parked it behind a family member's home off of 27th and Vine in that alley right there behind me. Neighbors described this morning's incident as terrifying.
It was boom! Sounded like maybe a tree had fallen over.
An early morning explosion rattling this neighborhood near City Park. Some neighbors saying it shook their home.
So I ran around the house, didn't see anything, but my wife started looking through our cameras and noticed that the big smoke funnel coming up.
Ronnie Vargas and other neighbors like Stash Stefanski ran out their home and saw an RV on fire in an alleyway behind homes.
I think the man's daughter was hollering for him, and she was screaming for him, Dad, get out, get out. So it was pretty intense, pretty emotional.
Denver Fire Department Assistant Chief Greg Pixley confirming one person died in this incident.
That fire was significant and it caused damage to an existing garage in the alley area. This could have been a lot worse.
These type of RV fires aren't new to DFD, and Pixley says Denver County is on pace to break a record this year.
At this point in 2022, we have had 30 RV fires. And last year we had as many. So it's an unfortunate reality, and we know the dangers surrounding that.
While it's still unclear whether the victim in this case lived in his RV, Pixley says the majority of other RV fires involve a person living in them full time.
Those individuals that live in RVs need to understand that these are dangerous situations if they are not using heating elements appropriately.
In this tragedy, neighbors say the victim and his RV were a part of the community for years.
And you could see the camper, all the stickers that he'd had where it had been.
I don't know the details, but it's a sad situation today.
According to the Denver Fire Department, no one else was injured as a result of this incident. DFD is still investigating the matter, and they say they will provide updates as they become available. In Denver, Bayan Wang, Denver 7.
Thank you, Bayan. The police chief of Newcastle, Colorado, this is a town near Glenwood Springs, He has been arrested. Chief Anthony Pagny is facing multiple charges, including felony menacing, harassment, and prohibited use of weapons. In a statement, the town administrator says Chief Pagny has been placed on administrative leave while the incident is being investigated. The FBI Denver office needs your help finding this man. They say Chris Mackey is a suspect in several Denver Metro Bank robberies. If you have any information, call the Denver Police Department, or you can call Metro Denver Crime Stoppers at the number 720-913-STOP. 911 dispatch centers across the country are facing problems, from long response times to staffing shortages. Tonight, there's growing outrage after a 911 operator in Houston appears to fall asleep and start snoring while on the line with a caller.
Houston 911, do you need medical, police, or fire? Medical. Did you see? Hello? Yes, Houston 911. Do you need medical, police, or fire? Medical. I took Houston Medical.
Wow. In a statement, the Houston Emergency Center says it is investigating and said all operators are working long hours due to staffing shortages. Here in Colorado, the family of a Denver woman killed by a stray bullet believes she may have survived if it weren't for issues with 911 dispatchers. This woman's family says when they called back on July 15th, they were put on hold and even hung up on. And all the 911 calls placed that night went to Aurora, despite the family living in Denver. This family says that's when the Aurora dispatchers put them on hold while trying to figure out what to do. All agencies involved deny the claims and say these issues did not delay first responders. These problems are not just in the Denver metro either. Up in the high country, Summit County is facing a major dispatcher shortage. The county's 911 dispatch director says the current team is half the size it should be. They only have enough staff for 2 dispatchers to be working at the same time, and they are expected to handle nearly 200 calls a day. The 2 main reasons for the shortage are the low pay and Summit County's workforce housing crisis. Dispatchers do not make enough money to pay rent, and even if they could afford it, there just are not enough units available. We want to hear your thoughts about 911 services in Colorado. You can send us an email at 360@thedenverchannel.com, and we want you to know we read every email you send us. Still to come, devastating flooding across the state of Kentucky. The latest on the search and rescue efforts and what the federal government is doing to help. Plus, RTD wants to get you out of your car and onto a bus or a train, how you can ride for free all August long.
And this Saturday, we've seen some pretty toasty temperatures. High 80s, low 90s over the metro area. A few scattered storms happening right now in the mountains. More likely here across the plains tomorrow, and a very hot week ahead. I'll have your forecast when we come back.